can read it how you want, when you want, where you want.
I feel very strange if I haven't seen a paper.
I want that tangible paper in my hand.
I usually read it in between classes.
This is something that started with childhood for me.
I was just nosy.
You could always learn something new from the newspaper.
I even save the papers when I'm away on a business trip.
You know, it might make me want to go to the store to get something.
Trust and credibility, I think, are the two words that maybe I was searching for.
It's the quirkiness and the heartwarming stories.
They're a watchdog on government.
If you really want to know what's going on, you have to read.
It enriches me.
I want to be one who has read the newspaper, not just someone who heard what someone else read in the newspaper.
I say goodbye, I'm leaving for work, and he barely looks up from the paper, and he goes, yeah, okay, goodbye, see you later. The newspaper is more important than me.
The newspaper got dropped on the front door every morning, and you pick it up and you sit there and you read it before you even take it inside. That was my one-up on my friends in school. Every morning I went there and I thought I knew more than they did because I read the paper and they didn't.
Believe it or not, even when I could barely afford to eat, I splurged on the daily paper. That was my entertainment. That was, of course, I justified that because I'm getting coupons or I'm getting job leads.
I look forward to getting my paper in the morning so I could sit with my coffee and enjoy it just like you enjoy a good friend. Right, bud?
If the dog wakes me up and I happen to get up, I will look outside and see if the paper's there. If it is there, I'll start my day, make the coffee, and read the newspaper. If the paper's not there, I'll go back to bed.
I'm reading it as I'm walking down the driveway, you know, it's just part of my day.
While I'm getting ready, I'm often brushing my teeth and reading the paper on the side, or drying my hair and reading the paper, which is tricky because it flips the pages.
And I get information that I want, and I get information that I need, and I get it when I want it, and how I want it, and wherever I want it. It's portable, I can take it with me, I can put it under my arm, and I can take it to a coffee shop, I can take it to work, I can take it to daycare.
For me, it's also really important to set an example to my son. I like him to see that I read the newspaper. I want it to be a part of his life like it is of mine.
Reading the paper makes me feel more a part of the community. It gives me a gateway into understanding the politics of the region, of the state.
The local flavor, the local news that you're not going to get from any other source. When I want to learn something about something that's going on in the world, I go to the newspaper.
I have my laptop set to the newspaper's website, and that's the first thing I do in the morning when I'm drinking my coffee is kind of get a big picture view of what's going on in the world. There is all kinds of stuff, zillions of things out on the internet, and to know whether or not it's reliable, I think is kind of dicey. The newspaper site, I know I'm getting reliable information.
And it keeps you more connected and more involved and a more responsible citizen. And smarter. Who doesn't want to be the smartest person in the room? It's the culling the most interesting topics and giving them to us on a very lovely platter. It gives you a lot or little, however much you want, about so many different things.
There was dinosaur bones found locally in our tiny little community. So that's fascinating. And that was a story I found, in the paper.
I read stories in the paper that I would not have necessarily picked out for myself, particularly if you think about the business section where I'm not a very business-oriented reader. I read the business section thoroughly. If it were up to me, if it were left to me to try and find it on the computer, I wouldn't have looked at it at all.
Newspapers bring people together in the sense that, there might be a stimulating or interesting topic.
I like information, I like to share my information.
Working as a pilot, we have a lot of downtime, we do a lot of talking, and it's always good to know what's going on.
If you want to start to find out who you are and what this world is and where you kind of fit into it, start reading the newspaper.
I mean, what do you know? Can you talk about sports? Can you talk about, what plays are downtown? Can you talk about social circumstances? How well-rounded a person are you? If you don't read newspapers, you tend to get really myopic. You tend to get really focused on just the things you care about.
We use information from the newspaper for basic purchases, shopping, to help us make decisions on where to spend our money, where to go.
I like to know what's on sale, or for ideas of things I might want to buy.
I am a person that will go see an ad, and it will definitely inspire me to go out that day and go pick something up.
And then, of course, if I go to the store and I ask, are you having a sale? And if they say yes, and if do not have a newspaper, I'll run out to the 7-Eleven and grab one to get the coupon and then come back to the store.
I'm prepared
every Saturday and Sunday morning with my scissors.
There are certain things that have gotten so expensive these days, such as cereal, I might add. And it's always nice to have a coupon.
How else am I going to get coupons for cereal? I have kids who go through Cheerios like they're crack.
Cereal is expensive, didn't I say that before?
It's like, here are coupons.
I'm a techie. And I'm always looking for technology ads.
And it had a picture of a strawberry dipped in chocolate, and it just looked like it could jump off the page.
I'm not organized about a lot of things, but when it comes to looking at those flyers, I'm organized. I will stack them in the order that I want to see them.
No, I find every day that if I read something, I'll go to one of my friends or a family member and be like, can you believe that this happened here? Or
every day, he's like, did you see that article? We read article by article.
If I could order every newspaper, I would. And I would have them stacked up and read them every day.
I'm an addict. I shake without my paper.
I'm an information junkie.
I break out the paper by the sections. I read them in the same order every day, although sometimes I switch 2 of them up. Ooh.
I don't have a favorite section. I love the hard news. I love reading about fashion. I love the gossip.
It amazes me when folks say, how did you know about that? And I say, well, I read the paper this morning.